CIA worked to hide the origins of COVID. This is an allegation from two investigative bodies in Congress. It's not conspiracy, folks. Now, we maybe don't think that that sounds so out of bounds anymore because we've seen so much information proving that Dr. Fauci and his colleagues, who are WHO scientists, have also manipulated the studies about the COVID origin, saying, just say it didn't come from a lab. Make that unlikely. Say that it's zoonotic, is what they call it, that it came from some type of animal. We know that happened, right? Now, this all comes, this revelation about the CDC, or the CIA, I'm going to get my acronyms, my initialism messed up. This comes as the CDC voted to recommend the new COVID vaccine to all persons over 6 months of age. That means that the federal government will pay for this once again. So these two things can't be related. We're going to follow the investigation and follow the money, because the money seems to show us the narrative of COVID, and we can't stop it from happening again if we don't know about it, right? So first to the CIA and the CDC, and then to the CDC. So the Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic and the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, that's the House Committee and the Senate Committee, released a statement on Tuesday saying that the CIA hid the origins of COVID. Here's specifically what it says. It says that they had a credible, high-level CIA whistleblower who came to them and said that 7 members of the CIA were assigned to a task force to analyze the COVID-19 origins. 6 of them said that the virus likely came from a lab. Then the CIA, now notice the word here, allegedly offered financial incentives to these 6 investigators, who then changed their mind and changed their conclusion in favor of zoonotic origin. Now the letter here, it says allegedly offered, but in the letter from Chairman Brad Wenstrup and Mike Turner to the CIA, it said that money was given, not offered. So I'm going to conclude here that that money went out, that that's a sunk cost, that it was paid by American taxpayers to scientists to change their conclusion, because that's the linchpin. They thought that it was from a lab, they received some money, and all of a sudden they thought that it was zoonotic. Okay, whose money? You and me, if you were an American taxpayer. Now keep in mind, we've heard from several government organizations now saying that COVID did likely come from a lab. The Pentagon doctors said that that was plausible in 2020. The FBI said that last year. The Department of Energy said so last year. The CIA has been a holdout. Now it seems they had a reason to say that it did not come from a lab, because they paid some scientists for that conclusion, is what this whistleblower is saying, and now Congress says it seems likely that that's true. Why would they do that? Who asked them to do that?
Right. What is the reason behind it? I mean, we can use our conspiratorial minds here to figure out why would the CIA use money that they say was given, not, bribes, but that's exactly what it was for, right? It was a bribe, to get these scientists to change their story, to say that, it could be that the United States, absolutely has this love relationship with China. Right?
Well, the reason that we've sort of been following up is because the National Institute of Health was funding gain of function in Wuhan,
right,
and that seems to be something that we did not want to be known. That's why we know that Fauci and the NIH worked with the authors of the Nature paper to conclude that it was not likely to have come from a lab. We know that.
We're working, collaborating on
We've
this.
seen that from these very committees.
So maybe we want to cover our trail here.
But why would the CIA do that at the behest of who? Who were they protecting here?
Well, not who came to them. It wasn't just something they cooked up out of thin air, right?
Right.
And my question is, what's the chain of command? Like, who actually is in control of the CIA? Like, are they just their own thing that does their own thing whenever they want? Like, there has to be a chain of command. So that had to go up how far?
Well, you would think that the director of the CIA, right, Bill Burns, you would think that he's a Biden appointee, and that, he serves at the pleasure of the president, right? So as a new president comes in, they make this decision, they're going to put a new person in the head of the FBI, a new person at the head of the CIA, or they're going to continue with the person who was under the past administration, but they serve at the pleasure of the president, and they can be fired at any time. But there is absolutely a deep state that's totally out of control of the director of the CIA. Do you think that everyone at the CIA listens to him? There's absolutely an apparatus that's at work where they're secretly funding and pushing through all sorts of black ops projects that the director has no idea about.
Right. So the question here that we ask often is the legal concept of cui bono, right? Who benefits from this? From using American taxpayer money to pay scientists to change their mind. It's not us, the taxpayers. We don't benefit from manipulation of
Moderna.
science ever.
The vaccine
We don't benefit
fucking
from our money
companies.
being used that way. So who then?
Moderna, the vaccine companies, and the elite assholes.
The Senate committee is asking to interview the CIA COO, Andrew McRitis, and they're asking him to appear voluntarily before Congress on September 26th. So he would know the money trail. If these scientists were paid some kind of bonus, that would maybe be in a paper trail. They want to know, right? They're also asking for all communication, and they say if they don't get it, all about COVID from the CIA, and if they don't get it, they're saying they're ready to subpoena, and they have the power to do that. So this is interesting. So we've seen now the FBI subpoenaed by this Congress. These committees, now we might see the CIA pulled in next. So this is just literally one way to follow the money. Who was paid to lie to us?
Yeah.
We paid our own officials to tell us lies. I don't like that. I don't find that to be a part of my social contract with the government, and I hate it. Let me know what you think.
I would love to know also who else was getting money from the CIA. Who else was Dr. Fauci being paid? I mean, he was already getting a huge government salary, but was he being paid under the table? Was he being told what to say and directed in certain ways? What media organizations or people that were appearing on CNBC or other places on a regular basis? Like, was the CIA making sure that they were receiving money, not directly from the CIA, but through proxy organizations like USAID and these other sort of proxy organizations that we know are have been funding money into gain-of-function research?
None. Gain-of-function research. Dr. Fauci said there wasn't no gain-of-function research. Dr. Fauci fucking lied. Why in the fuck Dr. Fauci ain't being held accountable for fucking lying? This is a fucked up ass system, and we are some stupid fucking gullible fucking sheep to allow the elites to continue fucking slaving us the fuck around. It is what it is. Where is the common motherfucking sense? It's time for a motherfucking change. Fuck all this bullshit. Weasel News. You weasel, you. Making news. I'm Mr. Glasses 48. This is one part. Part 2 coming up.